the word samsara. Samsara means cycle. Samsara means wandering. Again, samsara means a cycle. Samsara means a wandering. From this, we understand samsara means going round and round and round aimlessly. This is the literal meaning of the word samsara. Aimless wandering, going through the same thing cyclically, again and again and again, is the meaning of the word samsara. And it has no essence, it has no meaning. It has no meaning, it has no essence, because it doesn't have any purpose. When you wander, okay, you wake up in the morning, there should be a purpose. You do something, there is a purpose. Because a human being assumes that they know why they are waking up, they know what they are doing, they assume that they have a purpose to their existence. Samsara means you go round and round and round aimlessly, without a wandering, without having any purpose. And this wandering happens cyclically. That's why it's called samsara chakra, the wheel. So samsara means the wheel. Samsara means wandering. Samsara means cyclical wandering. What is that cyclical wandering? Later on in the same Bhaja Govindam, he is going to talk about it as punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. So this punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam cycle is called samsara. Samsara means repeating the same thing again and again and again. Bodies keep changing, that's all. Bodies keep changing, the persons around keep changing, but you keep doing the same thing again and again and again. Are you able to understand what is the meaning of the word samsara? A repetitive way of living. A repetition where you keep doing the same thing again and again and again, and not having learned anything at all is samsara. You pin your hopes on toys and then you leave the toys. You pin your hopes on something else, you leave that. And then every stage in life, you keep pinning your hopes on something or the other, only to get disappointed and shift to the other. This disappointment and shifting without any sense whatsoever, this disappointment and shifting without any thinking whatsoever is called samsara. And this word samsara, you would have heard any number of times in Vedantic literature. And we also use it, samsara, samsara, isn't it? In the very colloquial way, samsara means a mundane existence. In the very in the very ordinary sense, samsara means a mundane existence. So, where is samsara? Meaning there is no samsara. That's what he is asking. Before we even try to understand there will not be any samsara, first let us understand what is samsara. Samsara means to live in the body, believing you are the body. That is samsara. Samsara means living as body, living as ego. And you cannot drop it howsoever the pain is, howsoever disappointment is, you cannot drop it. Why? The inability to drop is samsara. Though painful, carefully follow. Though painful, though frustrating, the inability to drop is called samsara. What makes you so stubborn, so strong that you cannot drop? What is it that makes you so strong, so stubborn that you cannot drop? Because in your deepest to core, you believe this is it. In your deepest to core, the belief, the conviction is this is real. You can drop only when you understand something as unreal. Again, I repeat. When can you drop? Please understand, in pain, you will not drop. In pain, you will shift to, when you are in pain, you will shift to something else. You cannot drop anything in pain. In fact, pain makes you to take more and more and more. Not anybody has dropped anything because of pain. If pain can make us drop, we all have had enough pains in life. Has any maturity happened because of that? Has any vairagya happened because of that? In spite of the pain, that you go on wanting it, go on seeking it, go on attaching yourself to it, is called samsara. You can see the foolishness when others do it, but you cannot understand. Correct, sir. When I look around everybody, I can understand how everybody is caught up. Please understand, the samsara is not about, the samsara that we are talking about is not about understanding the foolishness of those around you. This is how you do it. The moment you understand this is how you are doing it, you will be able to drop it. But you can never understand you are doing it. More problematic is when you gain this knowledge, you will see how everybody is doing it, and you want to keep talking about how others are caught up in samsara, but you will not do anything but you cannot do anything to get over. This is called samsara. Therefore, samsara means what? Samsara means the poison to which you are so attracted, the poison to which you are so obsessed. That samsara is gone, he is saying. Now, he is not defining what samsara. Later on, he is going to define punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. But since we heard the word samsara, might as well understand what is samsara means. What is samsara? A addiction to poison. And a addiction to poison. An addiction to that which is so detrimental to you, but you can't drop it. But you can't. The reason is what? Addiction. So samsara has the ability, samsara has a unique power. Oh God, the power of samsara is too much. Can't even believe how anybody will be able to overcome that. Because it's so It is so powerful it is. What is the power of samsara? The power of samsara is it will make you get addicted to poison and you cannot drop. You cannot drop it because superficially you are calling it as poison. In the deepest core, you believe there is joy in it. But superficially, you may say it is poison, it is poison. If you have actually understood it as poison, dropping is never a problem. That's why we never have to teach anybody to drop. You have to keep teaching that it is poison. The moment you understand it as poison, you will not want to keep it. I understand it is poison, sir, but I am keeping a lot of it in the kitchen. Will you do that? Will you do that? If you say it is poison, will you keep poison in the kitchen? But sir, label and all is kept very clearly that it is poison. Will you do that? Because we have labels, no sugar, tea, coffee. I don't know what all labels you have. What all labels you have. Hmm? But you will still you will not drop it. Why? In your head, it is still not poison. In your head, it is still very joyful to you. In your head, it is still meaningful to you. That samsara is gone. Samsara means the inability to drop. And we have enough justifications to hold on to. And we have enough justifications to hold on to. What is the justification with which you will hold on to? Any justification that you have to hold on to, you will never give a sensual justification. You will always give a what justification you will give to hold on to? You will always give a moral, ethical, dharmic justification, where Shankaracharya has to say, please keep it. But it is justification. Are you able to follow? When you want to hold on to anything, you will never say, sir, I am desperate about it. I can't be without it. I am addicted to it. If you can say that and hold on to, very soon you will drop it. Again, I repeat, if you can say, I'm holding on to something because I am addicted to it. I can't live without it. I am desperate about it. If you can say that, if you can understand that, and if you can say that, what will happen to you very soon? What will happen to you very soon? You will see the foolishness in it and drop. Are you able to follow? But you cannot say that. What will you say? First reasoning that you can't drop. What is the first reasoning you give? My duty, no, sir. I have some duties, no. I have some, I have some duties, no. Correct. To be in samsara is your, to be stuck in samsara is your duty, no, what to do. Are you able to follow? The first reason that people give for not dropping is, I have my, because the moment you say it's your duty, obligation, responsibility, what will Shankaracharya say in Bhaja Govindam? Add three more samsara. Isn't it? Add three more. Are you able to follow? The person or the ego that justifies addiction. Again, I repeat. The, the, the ego that justifies addiction. Hmm? The ego that justifies addiction is samsara. What is the justification for addiction? Actually, sir, I'm not really dependent and all like that. Whenever I want, I can drop. I can drop anything like that, sir. Oh God. That's the height of ego in samsara. That's the height of, because Shankaracharya took so much strain to drop. Ramana Maharshi took so much of pain to drop. But here we are. We can just drop like that and walk out. And I have heard any number of people telling me this. I used to think, I wish I had powers like you. I am not able to drop. I'm still struggling to drop. And they say, I just like that, I can. Are you able to follow? First justification is a moralistic thing. Uh, a, a moral justification is given. Second justification to be in samsara is what? Addiction, to be in addiction. Samsara, I'm using in the sense of addiction. Yeah. Transmigration, cycle of rebirth. Who cares about all this? We are all worried about. Who cares about cycle of rebirth? Who's worried about all that? We are worried about. I don't know what we are worried about, but this thing doesn't worry at all. So first thing about samsara is what? Because of duty only I'm doing it, sir. I'm not addicted. That is first thing. Second indication, I can anything, sir. I can just drop and move on. I can just drop and move on. Oh, that indifference you have, that much of ego and that much of indifference you have. But that will be used as a justification to say, to tell yourself that you are not addicted. So, first indication is a moral justification. Second indication is you feel I can just drop it. Like a person addicted to alcohol says, that I can just drop it like that, sir. I'm not really that addicted and all. I can drop it. Hmm? Remember the example that he gives? It comes cyclically, the addiction comes back. Cyclically, the addiction comes back. It's a cycle. Cyclically, the addiction comes back. Remember that example that Swamiji always give? 50 minutes, no thought of cigarette will come. You look like you have perfect control over cigarette. Remember that? 50 minutes, it will not come. So in that 50 minutes, you think you have absolutely mastered it. 50th minute, cigarette comes, isn't it? You can dismiss it. 2 minutes, cigarette, cigarette, cigarette. 55th minute, cigarette, 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 cigarette. 59th minute, cigarette, 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 cigarette. Where? 60th minute, you have to take it up and then you say, I'm very detached from cigarette. I can drop it like that, sir. Are you able to follow? This notion is samsara. This notion is samsara. Meaningless, purposeless wandering, aimless, purposeless wandering. But sir, we all have aims, no, sir. I wanted to study, wanted to get a job. I want to be self-sufficient in life, sir. I want to stand on my own own feet. Everybody stands on their feet only. Ram Subramaniam. Yeah. You stand on your feet only. No. Everybody stands on their feet only purpose. I just want my children to become like another Shankaracharya, sir. Purpose. something you call as purpose, which makes you to believe that your life has some meaning. Are you able to follow? Again, I repeat. You bring in some purpose and make yourself believe that your life has a meaning. This purposeless wandering is called samsara. And doing and going over this again and again and again. Symbolic representation of samsara is again birth, again death. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam.